How you doing? It is Wednesday. Is it
It's
Wednesday already?
Yeah, I think it's Wednesday.
I'm really excited. Today we have another guest. I think last week, was it Wednesday last week we had another? Friday? Okay, I can't keep track of days. On Friday we had a guest, and today we have a guest as well, and his name is Matt Roman. Welcome, Matt. I'm very excited to have him. He's going to be actually helping us on, really, as Director of Sales, he's going to help us on using HubSpot, which is a tool we've gone over before, to help automate tasks, and not just automate them, but line up your tasks so you can knock them out sequentially in a very efficient way. So, yeah, welcome.
Thank you.
Good to be here?
Yeah, it's good to be here. I've been hearing all you guys, do the videos and stuff. So
A little jealous?
A little bit, yeah. Just a little bit, just because I know video it's like the new thing nowadays. So
I saw you in the Family Talk about, and I just messed up my order at McDonald's for the,
I know.
what's it called? The
Travis Scott meal.
I
You didn't do it.
messed up.
We just put out a video for it.
I didn't even listen. And I was one of the ones on camera. Okay, anyway.
Missed opportunity.
So with that, exactly. I paid an extra $3. Okay, with that said, today we're going to be talking about HubSpot CRM. HubSpot's the internal tool we use. As I always say, there's a lot of great tools out there for customer relationship management. But today we're going to specifically be talking about one of the really, to be honest, I think it's next to sequences, I think this is my favorite one, especially from a sales and customer relationship standpoint of just making sure you're getting your touches in. So I really like the way this works. So with that said, let's dig right in. It is about using tasks. So today we'll cover the following topics: what are tasks in HubSpot, why to use tasks, different tasks you can use, and improving and organizing your sales process. So I'm gonna get right to it. What are tasks, Roman, from your standpoint, in a sense from, I always say slipping through the cracks. When you hear me say that, you're probably like, yeah, I know. But how do you use tasks to help that so it doesn't happen?
To speak to that, it's perfect. It's honestly the only tool that I use throughout the day. Like Google has tasks, and it's like nice to just like, oh, I need to reach out to this person, or it's like a sticky note. But with HubSpot, it integrates seamlessly into all your contacts, so that way if you say you have a deal that you need to close by a certain date and the guy is trying to ghost you, or you haven't heard back from him in a while, you can queue up a task, say, hey, call this person tomorrow morning at 10 or 11 if you know that they take lunch at 11. Drop an email, whatever. You can queue it up, and it's perfect because you can actually, there's a little toolbar once you click start tasks.
I know.
Yeah, once you click start queue, we're going to get into it. There's a little toolbar that pops up, and honestly, it's perfect for me because I like to block off time on my schedule to make phone calls. That way I can just sit down, throw some headphones in, and just crank through them, just knock them out.
The queue, to be honest, the queue is probably one of the most powerful yet elements. Like, well, I don't know why every CRM doesn't do it, and some of them do, but they're clunkier and they're a little bit. They say, I love HubSpot's new thing about simply powerful. Easy to use yet super powerful, and I love that about HubSpot because it really is very easy to use, but the power is just like it's ridiculous. So I love that element because it does scale to any size organization. Okay, so with that said, why use tasks? We pulled some stats that just really help. 80% of sales require 5 or more follow-up phone calls after meeting. 44% of salespeople give up after the first follow-up. HubSpot tasks keep sales team diligent with follow-ups. What are your thoughts on that as far as the ones you've let slip through the cracks, or not slip through the cracks, you just like, oh man, I should follow up with that person, yet tasks have kind of saved you and you realize that, wow, it is that 3 to 5 to 7 to 11 to 12. Good.
So, I mean, in our sequences, and you know this too, we have, I think, about 8 or 9 touches for each person that we enroll in our sequence, and that's just our sales pattern where we're sending an email, going on LinkedIn, sending a connection request, giving them a phone call. So I've honestly, personally, getting into the marketing scene and proposals, especially, it's gonna be that after that 6th touch, 7th touch, that they're finally like ready to sit down, ready to finally talk to you and move forward. If you're in that process, or even a prospect, somebody you haven't talked to yet.
And I love that because, to be honest, there should be that element of building a relationship. I always say, I'm like, you know what, fine if we get the sale at some point, but let's build a relationship. Let's build a good connection. And I think sometimes we let the tools or the spreadsheets or what have you overpower that. Yet really when it comes down to it, CRMs, the goal should be customer relationship management software. But the point is, the keyword is relationship, and I think that that's missed a lot. And I love that the tools, as long as you're remembering that kind of overall goal, is hey, build a relationship, because they might not sign for a year. We have proposals that took 2 years. So it's one of those things that we had a relationship and we continue to nurture and grow, and all of a sudden, whoa, they're ready. Okay, customize your sales test. I'm actually going to go through this real quick, but again, some of the to-dos that we use internally are emails, phone calls, connection requests. Don't let leads fall through the cracks. I've said that numerous times. I love the ability to queue up tasks for today, tomorrow, next week, and then specifically whatever time you want. So that makes it where you can kind of, as Roman just said, block out your calendar, so you're not like, oh, I gotta go through this all at weird times when you're in meetings. Instead, you can just say, hey, here's my hour. I'm gonna block out all these tasks, queue it up, and go. Okay, with that said, let's go to demo time. So I have here, we're in our demo account. And Matt, I want you to walk us through just some of the things that you see on screen. Obviously, we have a handful of tasks. We kind of put in as filler. They're not real. But the whole idea is walk us through as far as how you would navigate and knock these out.
Okay, so ideally, these will be different people. You're not going to be reaching out to the same guy, 6-7 times in a day. But essentially, it's pretty self-explanatory from this viewpoint. You have the send email. You have, call Alex, call Tom, send a connection request. Send InMail too, which is a great integration that Sales Navigator with LinkedIn has with HubSpot. You can actually assign yourself to do tasks through Sales Navigator, which is great. Awesome. So that's basically what that is. It's just a list. It's an overview of what all the open tasks you have. You'll see which ones are overdue, which ones have a high priority. If it's somebody that is high priority target account that you want to close the deal pretty quick. You want to reach out to that person, during their ideal time, whether that be in the first thing in the morning or, when they're about to leave.
And you can set priority. I just clicked on one of them, just set priority to high. Again, this is just demo. You can do so much. We're just kind of grazing the surface. Yeah. I like some of these little checklists, but to be honest, this is not the way we use it. We use it more as starting the queue. So once you have all your tasks, also I want to flip over to boards. I just started using boards about a month ago, where you can literally drag and drop content to completed, to deferred, to awaiting, what have you. So if you have to, use boards instead, I do like boards. It's more like sticky notes, interactive sticky notes. But I want to go right into the queue. And Roman, talk us through this interface. Once you have all your tasks lined up, talk us through the queue.
So queue is my favorite thing about tasks. It's literally just a button, and again, it's a toolbar at the top. It'll take you to each individual contact. So if you have, say, John that is with XYZ company, you'll go into that task, you'll go into his profile in the CRM, whatever deals associated with him, and it'll pull in everything associated with that deal. So that from there, if it's a phone call, you make the phone call. You can pull it up right in HubSpot, and it'll call through HubSpot.
Calls, emails,
If you use Zoom for a Zoom number, because I know a lot of people don't like using their personal cell phone number, it'll pull in your Zoom number as well. It's a very intuitive tool.
What's cool is you kind of just cycle through this bar that you were talking about at the top earlier.
Yep.
And
once the call is made, you click complete, and it sends you through and to the next one. Yep.
So we'll complete a couple tasks, go on to the next one. So literally, you could set up all your phone calls, and you can see here you can log in and add your phone number with HubSpot. But you could set up all your calls and just crank through tasks, but yet you're adding in notes through each queued up task.
Exactly.
It's ridiculous. So, okay, there's so much we could go through, but that's one of our, to be honest, it's probably my second favorite feature in HubSpot other than sequences. Matt, close us up. We got about 30 seconds. Anything else that you've seen in HubSpot that's just amazing?
Just kind of speaking to those stats you put up on the screen, just being able to keep track of not only who you're reaching out to, but the number of times you've already reached out to them, all of the stuff that's associated with them when you're going to make that call. Because I love to do about 5-10 minutes of research on whoever I'm talking to before I reach out to them. So having all of that information available to you when you're about to make that call, you can just sit there, make some notes, call them, and then move on to the next one. And it's just to be able to do that seamlessly. It's amazing.
Thank you, Matt, so much for joining us. We love HubSpot. We're really a fan of that relationship process. Please follow our other HubSpot events and other videos we've done. Check us out online. Follow us. Thanks so much, guys. Have a good rest of your week.